Happy New Year's Eve everyone! Welcome back to my channel. As you can tell, it's already dark outside. I'm just in the process of getting ready. I've just done my makeup. I've got this gorgeous shimmer on from Vice Cosmetics. I also got some new makeup bits for Christmas, which are also Filipino brands. And I am just loving Filipino makeup at the minute. It's great. I just need to dry my hair, it's a little bit wet still, and style it. And then I think I might pop down to High Street. It's going to be really busy. We've decided not to go to High Street for this evening. I just think it is going to be pure chaos, and it's been raining on and off since before Christmas, and I just can't guarantee that it's not going to rain. I'm hoping we can still hear the music. They were doing some testing earlier and we were able to hear that, so it'd be really nice if we can still hear the music. And then we're hoping that we can still see loads of fireworks. We can normally see the High Street fireworks, and last night we saw some other fireworks which were going out towards the coast. When Venice Grand Canal Mall had some fireworks recently, we were able to see those. So we're hoping that we will successfully be able to see loads of fireworks. I'm in the lift. I am going to go and see how chaotic it is over at High Street. So let's go and see.
Please do not attempt to throw anything on stage that may harm the performers and others still in the audience. Refrain from shouting requests or trying to react excessively to the artists. Shout continuation in the performance with applause at the end of songs or the entire set. In the rare case of emergency situation, please remain calm and proceed to the presence of our company.
We tried ordering some food on Grab, so we ordered from our first restaurant. It was about 6:30 or 7 o'clock because we thought everywhere's going to be busy or they're going to be closing early, so we'll get it booked in advance. And then that sat there for about an hour and a half, and then they cancelled the order. So then we put another order in, and that's been sat for about 2 hours and not happened. It's now about 10:15 and we are both so hungry, so we cancelled the order. And I think we're going to go down to Forbes-town and see if there's any restaurants open there that we can go and eat at, and if not, we'll end up in McDonald's most likely. So I'm hoping that everyone is at High Street and that we can get into a restaurant and have a nice meal, and then if we go to Forbes-town we might bypass High Street again and just see if we can catch any of the concert, and then we'll come back to watch the fireworks. Some have already started and I can actually hear some of the concert in the background, so that's really exciting. But yeah, so I don't know why this fireworks going off before midnight. They've been going off all day, but there's been a lot in the last hour, so I don't know if people are celebrating a little bit earlier if they've got children and then going to sleep, but I'm assuming at midnight there's going to be loads.
certainly one of the perks of
Look at them ones right on the edge there.
Wonder where that.
Happy New Year, everyone. It is officially 2025. We nearly had a complete disaster. We went out at 11 o'clock to go down to Forbes-town as our food got cancelled. And we thought we'll have a quick look at Forbes-town, see if anywhere's open, and if not, we'll get McDonald's. Well, we started walking down and McDonald's was closed and loads of restaurants were closed as well. But luckily, Big Belly Burgers was open, so we ordered some food from there to get for takeout so that we could still watch the fireworks from our condo. And we got back at 10 to 12. I was halfway through eating my burger when it was officially New Year's. The fireworks have been amazing. Some of them are still going off now in the background. Most of them started about 20 minutes before midnight, and loads have been going off since 6 o'clock today. So we've had so many fireworks. The finale of the High Street fireworks was amazing. I had my hopes high for them, as I've been watching them every Saturday since they started in November, and they've been getting better each week, so I was very excited to watch them. It has been amazing. It's so different to what it would have been like back in England. For us to have got this kind of experience, we would have had to go to like one of the big capital cities, and we used to live in the countryside, so we wouldn't have seen anything like this. So it's been amazing. Chris is still hungry, so we might be going on a hunt for some late night food. And we've been watching the Hunger Games recently, so we are gonna finish that off tonight. So we're gonna watch the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. So that is the plan for the rest of our evening. And just like that, 2024 is over and we are now in 2025. We loved watching the fireworks last night. We are very lucky that obviously we were in a corner unit, so we could see so many different fireworks. I know some people will be wondering why we didn't go down to High Street because they had the big concert on, and myself and Chris, we're just a bit more, we just like peace and quiet. We don't really like crazy busy crowds. So for us, a night at home, taking advantage of the view that we've got from this amazing condo is just something that we will remember forever. And like, we are so lucky to live in BGC, to have a corner unit and to be able to see like nearly 180 degrees worth of fireworks last night. So it was absolutely amazing. And I just can't believe it. Like, I can't believe that we are already in 2025. 2024 was such an amazing year for myself and Chris. It was the year that we broke the mold. It was the year that we took risks, that we decided to be brave, to escape a life that so many, I guess, feel like they're trapped in. And it's one of those, I get so many people still now over on my other social media platforms saying, oh yeah, but what if you don't like it, or what if, you know, it doesn't work out how you want it to work out and you end up back in England. And I just think, even if we end up back in England, we go back to a very similar position that we were in previously, where we both go back into our careers that we previously had, which I guess is one of the lucky things about doing it slightly later in life, is myself and Chris have both built up careers, that we both have jobs that we could go back into to go straight into the salaries that we were earning previously. So we know that we can have a good life in England, but we also knew that that took so much of our time, that for us, like, we wanted to give something else a go. So even if we do end up back in England, and some might say, oh, you know, it failed, moving to the Philippines failed, but I will never ever look at it as a failure. For me, even if we do end up back in England, the amount of personal growth that I have like learned and developed already in the last 9 months has been amazing. And for me, like, reflecting back on situations that I've been in previously, a couple of years ago when I was still nursing, I unfortunately had a breakdown. I ended up with really bad PTSD, which resulted in anxiety and depression, and I had quite a while off work, and during that period I couldn't even leave the house. I just couldn't physically face moving the house. I couldn't do anything on my own without Chris taking me or Chris doing it with me. And this year, not only have I left my comfort bubble of my house, I've moved to another country where I don't have my friends and family here. I explore on my own. Obviously I explore with Chris as well, but I also had a trip back to England and I did it all on my own. I flew back to England completely on my own. And to just think like the amount of development that I have had from somebody that couldn't even go to the shop on my own to flying over 24 hours on my own back to England, I just think the amount of like confidence and growth that I have developed is invaluable. And if you don't ever take a leap, or if you don't ever do something that's going to be slightly risky, that's going to push you out of your comfort zone, you're never going to develop. And I just think that the whole thing has been completely valuable. And yeah, we might end up back in England, and I think people think that we hate England. We don't hate England, and I have never really gone into loads of details about my feelings about England. There's certain things in England that I don't agree with, but nowhere in the world is completely perfect, and England will always have a soft spot in our heart. It's where our family and friends live. It's the country that we were brought up in. It's the country where, you know, we were privileged enough to be given the upbringing that we were given, with access to free education, free healthcare, that allowed us to be in the position that we're in now, that we can afford to move to the other side of the world. We can afford to go travelling, and that is all because of our luck and privilege that we were born in the United Kingdom. But yeah, there is things that we don't like about the United Kingdom, and one of those was the culture, the working culture, and that's what we wanted to get out of. And I do quite a few like short form content on different platforms, and there was one where I was talking about us moving abroad and saying that Chris was working 70 to 80 hours a week. And there was a few comments where people were like, oh, I remember when I worked my first 70 to 80 hour week, and I guess people bragging about how many hours a week they work. And I get it, like it's built into our culture that everything's got to be a competition. But I don't personally see it as a brag, like bragging that you spend every minute of your life working, when we should be living in the present. We should be trying to learn about different cultures, explore the beautiful world around us, see all of those amazing things, be able to spend time with the people that we want to, not constantly in a hamster wheel of working to pay the bills. So for us, like 2024 has just been such an amazing year. Like we have completely, like compared to where we were last year, like we are so we're in a completely different place. Like we don't own a house anymore, we don't own any cars, we just have our pot of savings. But this year has just truly been amazing, and we are so grateful to everyone here in the Philippines for welcoming us, for making the Philippines feel like home. Having the opportunity to go to El Nido and Boracay this year has been absolutely amazing, and I really hope 2025 brings more travel for us. Go to Coron, and I think if we end up going to Coron, we might try and extend it and go back to El Nido and to go down to Puerto Princesa as well. Obviously we need to try and plan a trip to Siargao. Everyone tells me that I need to go to Siargao, so it is on the list, don't worry. And also, is it Sikihor Island? That also looks beautiful, and I hear loads of people saying really good things about there. So I really hope 2025 brings us some more travel. I would love to see more of the Philippines. That would be absolutely amazing. Hopefully 2025 will bring us a new country. I know people ask quite often, like, could we see ourselves living in the Philippines long term? Why do we not plan on living in the Philippines long term? And it's not that we dislike the Philippines. The Philippines is an amazing country. But for us, we are over 18 hours away from our family, and even though we're not yet at the point that we're ready to settle down and have children, we hope in a few years' time that opportunity comes up. And for us, we do think it's important to be closer to family for when we have children, so that we can have that extended family for our children. So again, we don't know if we would move back to England, but we could see ourselves probably more in Europe, so it's easier, whereas now it really is difficult, and especially if you have young children, to try and fly back to England and stuff, it is such a long flight. So that's why we're thinking of moving from Asia more to the Middle East, so we're a little bit closer. I think we're then only about 8 hours away from England, and then we'll see what we think of Dubai. We'll see if we have a trip back to England at some point. We really don't have anything planned for this year, other than we know that our tenancy is up in October. So that is kind of the point that we are going towards. Chris is obviously still really busy learning all of his trading. It is such a complicated process that I really hope that all works out for him this year. I am still really enjoying doing all of my social media things, so I will be sharing all of this year on all of my different social media platforms, so I do really hope that you all stick with me. I am really going to see if I can get a proper camera set up. I am just waiting for the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 to come into stock, so the quality will get better, and as things hopefully progress, then I can start hopefully building up more equipment, getting some drones and things like that, so for our trips, which would be amazing to just have the aerial views. After seeing Boracay in a helicopter and seeing it from an aerial view, to be able to get aerial view footage of other areas that we go to would be amazing. So yeah, like I said, we don't really have any plans for this year, and I think that's okay. Like, we are very much just living in the moment, and we are in that privileged position that we can just book a flight, we can just go somewhere. We are in control of our own schedules, which is in itself like one of the most amazing things, or one of the most amazing concepts. I would love you to leave suggestions in the comments of things that you would like to see us do. Is there any certain places in the Metro Manila area you'd like us to go and visit? Are people just interested in our like day-to-day? If anybody's got any questions about our move to the Philippines, anything like that, like I am more than willing to do a sit-down Q&A to take any suggestions on board. Any other places in the Philippines that you suggest I should go and visit, from places that I've not already said. But yeah, so I'm excited for 2025, and I hope it is going to just be as amazing as 2024 was. 2024 is a year that will stay in our hearts for a very long time. I just want to thank you all again for all of your support in 2024, and yeah, I'm just very excited for this new year. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Happy New Year to everyone.